Yeah. I know. So I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, you know what, Round the Wheel? If you're going to do this game this time, you better have a fucking plan, okay? Yes, I have a plan. We are going to ideally shoot for 2 missions a day, though I won't hold hard and fast to that, because some of these things get kind of long. There are 67 missions in Legend of Mana, and so if we did 2 a day, the series would be just over a month long, and so I'm going to try to shoot for that, but there might be days when we do 1 mission, there might be days when we do 2, but I swear to you, we're going to get through this one this time. We're going to get through all 67 missions and play this game right. And we're going to start a new game, and we get to select a character. Boy or girl, doesn't really matter, doesn't have any bearing on anything. I'm a boy, so I'm going to be a boy. And I'm going to be a spear chucker. I don't know what it is, I just like spears. I think they're awesome. And now I get to give myself a name. I'm obviously going to give myself something other than you. So you can choose a randomly generated name if you want. You got Loki, Elliot, Vogard, Julius. That's pretty sweet. Wow, that's even sweeter. That's like Viking vengeance, raping and pillaging. Danatoth? Nah, not as sweet. But I'm not going to go with any of these prefabricated names. Duran. Wow. Nice little callback to Seiken Densetsu 3 there. I think I actually used Heath in one of my previously aborted run-throughs. But I'm not going to go with a prefab name. I'm going to just use my name. Sometimes I use Dude in RPGs, but quite frankly, I'm a little bit tired of that. It's not really that funny a joke anymore. So we're just going to go with Jess. And once you've picked a name, now you're going to pick your spot on the map. This looks all fun and silly-willy. You can't choose dark areas because there's not enough spaces to put down all 25 artifacts if you do that. But there is kind of a rhyme and a reason to where you put your little plot of land. And I am going to be following a walkthrough for this game to optimize mono levels in certain places. Depending on where you lay down your map, you can get higher levels of mono, which allows you to unlock certain missions, get certain pets, and we're going to set down in a place where we'll be able to get all of the certain NPC pets. You can have monster pets in this game, and there are 6 or 7, and the place we're going to lay our map down, you'll be able to get all of them if we lay down our artifacts in a certain way. And to ensure that I lay my artifacts down correctly, I am going to be following a walkthrough, because odds are if you don't use a walkthrough for this game, you're going to miss out on a lot of stuff, and I want to try to hit most everything on the first go-around. So I'm going to be following along with legendofmana.info, a fan site by Craig Erskine, and I'm going to be using that mostly for most of my referencing. So we're going to be following that. If you want to play and follow along, you can use the same site, and we will explore this game together. But we're going to choose our plot of land very methodically. We're going to start in the upper right corner here and go 1, 2 over, and then 3 down. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Alright. And you can take it back. You push X and it's like, you sure you want this one? You can press circle to take it back, but no, this is the one we want. It's nice, it's full of land, but it's got enough water so that we can lay down some certain artifacts that only go on water. And let's hit it. I like where we set our map down. So now we're going to get a little tutorial in setting down artifacts. The first one we start with here is the mailbox. Place the mailbox on the map. You may place the mailbox on the brightly colored areas, and wherever you set this mailbox, every other artifact that you place is going to branch out from that. So we can set this mailbox anywhere, but where we're able to set future artifacts depends on where we set this mailbox. And I believe for optimum playthrough, and we can't set the mailbox on water because we can't live on a houseboat, as awesome / trashy as that sounds. So we're going to, if I recall correctly, put this all the way at the bottom of the map and 1, 2, 3 spaces over. And you always get a cool little pyrotechnic display whenever you set down an artifact. So we're going to go ahead, set it down, and watch this thing go to town. They get much cooler and elaborate later on. But now it's going to fade out, and we're going to be treated to a song with Swedish lyrics. Enjoy. Yeah, it sounds like J-pop, but it's really just gratuitous Swedish. Oh, forgot about this. Kind of needy for a tree made out of other trees, but here we are at home. For all intents and purposes, this is the only place that exists right now in the world. We've got our home we can run around. I just pressed square on accident, but that allows us to look at the menu at least. We've got no money, and we've got a few different things right here. We got our power, you got stats. As you'll see, this game has a lot of the trappings of standard RPGs, but as it turns out, they aren't really so important. And a lot of stat gain and leveling up in this game takes a backseat to, you know, just raw storytelling and experience. It's more about the experience. So we're not going to focus too much on stuff like this defense against status magic, because it's basically just there for looks. That's nice if we're around somebody, like we'll get allies later on, and they all have synchro effects, which will when you're standing next to a person, these things will take effect. And when you're just standing still, you recover hit points. So this will make that go a little faster. We got a weapon right now, our minnow spear made of bronze, and we got some cursory armor. And we have abilities. We are going to be, we have several of these little abilities that you can set to the triangle and circle buttons. And we're going to be using these in different combinations to get more abilities. And once we have abilities, all the abilities we can get, we'll start focusing on special magic techniques. We already have a few of them right here. Whoops. I want to go ahead and set that. We already have some special we got one special technique. It's Lancer, but we'll go ahead and set it because we already have it. What else we got? We got no items right now. Nothing. And what else is down here? We got the diary. A list of events involved. Anytime we go on a mission, when we're done with the mission, we'll come back and little Mr. Man over here, Li'l Cactus, will write it down on his leaf diary. I don't mean to do that. I'm meaning to hold circle so I can run instead of just, you know, sauntering around like I own the place, which technically I do because this is my house. But most of the time, Li'l Cactus stays quiet. Nothing doing right now. Fans of the old playthrough may remember my Li'l Cactus voice, and trust me, it will be making a return. So I know y'all will all be very happy about that. Let's go downstairs and do some traipsing around down here. We got a treasure chest over here. We got money. Alright, money in our pocket already. There's nothing back here behind the bead thing. Unless there's a porno collection I can't see, which, knowing my house, yeah, probably. But money is not so useful in this game either. It'll be easy to come by and we won't be spending it a whole lot, so warm our feet by the fire. And over here we've got a library. We've got several books to which information will be added later on. We have anytime we meet a new character, it will be recorded in this book. We haven't met any characters yet, but there's 79 different characters we can meet throughout the game. Lands, as we set down artifacts, we'll find new lands. Artifacts, that follows obviously. We'll encounter different kinds of monsters, techniques, and later we'll get different encyclopedias. Like, we'll get a produce encyclopedia and something for raising pets. Anything I can do at my desk except study? Nope, not really. Alright, let's go ahead and head outside then and explore the area around the house. We'll talk to little Mr. Leafy guy there in a minute, but there's not really much going on around my house right now. There's a backyard orchard which will come in handy later, but doesn't really serve a purpose right now. And over here, we have the workshop area. As we go through the game, we'll meet certain people who will build workshops for us and allow us to build things of our own that'll help us out on our journey. Sort of, but not really. And over here we got our monster corral, the barn. We got a pasture where monsters can graze when you catch them. We'll be learning about that soon enough. And now let's go talk to the Sproutling, since that's all we got left. None of this stuff around my house is really getting used right now. We'll explore it at greater length later. Oh. Really? Well, that's cool. Yeah, I knew that, but my character didn't know that. We'll just say I knew that. And so he'll give us AF color blocks, which will create the town of Domina, which is where we're going to be spending a pretty sizable chunk of the game for a while. A lot of our early missions start off in Domina. So we're going to go ahead and exit to the world map. And, actually, I'm not sure where the color blocks goes. Press square to select an artifact. Okay, well, thank you, game. I do believe, though, that we're going to want to put Domina one space above. See, we can only do adjacent now for artifacts. So we're going to just set it one square north of home and watch it do its thing. And now Domina is set down. We've wasted quite a bit of time today explaining basics, so we're just going to stay home for now, and we'll get into Domina later and start doing missions tomorrow.